The first medical help for a battlefield casualty came from the regimental aid post. The casualty was then taken to a casualty clearing station and on to the advanced dressing station, with the level of medical care increasing in sophistication at each stage. Once a casualty had been removed from the battlefield, treatment took place in military hospitals or in the military wings of civilian hospitals. The film features LST or Landing Ship Tank USS 370, sponsored by Mrs. Frederick F. Agnes, and earned 3 battle stars for World War II service. She was crewed by 13 officers and 104 enlisted men. Although from May to September 44 she was skippered by Lieutenant Charles Sawyers of United States Naval Reserve, on D-Day Royal Navy personnel crewed many of the American landing craft, and casualties from either side were evacuated according to need, not nationality. In general, the plan for an amphibious assault was to have 1 or more LSTs specially equipped as hospital ships support the landing until the beach was secure and the evacuation hospital was established. Between June the 6th and the 11th, 106 of the 144 LSTs at Normandy were designated for casualty evacuation. Of these, 95 of them carried casualties on more than one trip, and 54 of them were specially converted with hangar racks and even small operating rooms to serve as a casualty treatment receiving ship. Although each LST was designated to carry about 200 casualties, both ambulatory and stretcher cases, LSTs could embark up to 331 casualties on a single trip, and through D+11 days, LSTs evacuated nearly 80% of all Allied casualties.
The routing of the ships had been carefully planned to avoid congestion at any one landing point on the English coast. As each ship disembarked its wounded, those cases needing immediate surgery or other treatment were moved to the nearest holding hospital. Then, as soon as they were transportable again, they were moved inland to the transit hospital serving the area. All other cases, and these were in the great majority, were moved directly from the landing point to the transit hospital, and from there were routed by special train to the north. Every preparation for these moves had been made. Ambulance companies strung out all along the coast were under the control of evacuation officers at each receiving area. 5,000 of these vehicles stood by ready for immediate service. The ships start coming in, some to ports, some to piers and outlying areas. Others pull up directly onto the beaches.
LSTs were expected to make 3 turnaround trips across the English Channel over a 10-day period. After disembarking casualties at one of the 3 designated ports in southern England, the LST's holds were reloaded with equipment, supplies and personnel, and it set sail again for the Normandy coast.
The disposition of hospital facilities in England would be as follows. In the north, scattered over a wide area, the general hospitals, large institutions completely equipped for every type of medical service. A few miles inland from the south coast and spotted near railroads would be a series of transit hospitals through which would pass all the casualties arriving in England. Here they would be classified and routed to the various general hospitals in the north. And along the coast, close to the beaches and ports in each receiving area, there were to be holding hospitals, fully equipped for emergency surgery.
Each LST carried at least 2 or 3 medical officers and corpsmen of up to 20 who provided the immediate care and performed emergency surgery as needed. Although most of the medical contingent were Navy, in several cases US Army and even British and Australian physicians were attached to these ships. Because of the challenges of small arms fire, underwater obstacles and mines in the early assault phases, LSTs typically embarked most of its casualties from an assortment of small craft offshore. During that time, LSTs, LCIs, and all kinds of other small craft brought us loads of casualties, explained Dr. Dale Groom, a Navy physician attached to an LST at Normandy. LCTs could marry to us ramp to ramp. That's how we received 220 casualties within a few hours of cruising up and down the beach. 6 LSTs were sunk at Normandy, either while evacuating casualties or on the return trip. And he also added, we didn't stay in one place, and as soon as we took those aboard, we headed back to England. As a footnote, in 2016, Donald Coles received France's highest military honor for his role in liberating France from the Germans during the invasion of Normandy. Coles left school when he was 17 years old to enlist in the Navy. He earned the rank of seaman first class and was stationed on the USS LST-370. According to the press release, Coles' ship rammed the shore, opened the hatches, and let out troops to storm up the beach. He said, I would like to accept this award too for LST-370. I'm just glad to receive it, and I want to thank all you people for your appreciation.